Hello, welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, a Sarasota businessman accused in a multi-million-dollar bank scheme is cleared of all charges. In 2012, Marvin Kaplan was accused by Regions Bank of participating in a massive Ponzi scheme orchestrated by an advertising agency. Kaplan had been accused of a form of check fraud and aiding and abetting the $40 million criminal scheme of Gary Truman Smith and his son. Both were principals of Smith Advertising in North Carolina. Kaplan ended up losing $20 million in the scheme. Regions Bank accused him of being part of the scheme, prompting a 5-year legal battle. But after a 3-week trial in Tampa, a judge issued a final ruling in favor of Kaplan.
He has suffered all of this time for 5 years, unable to get a bank account, unable to prosecute his business, all because of that false allegation.
Kaplan's attorney says they're planning further proceedings against Regions Bank. Meanwhile, Kaplan is grateful the process is over and says he's not going to let this ordeal bring him down.
It's been 5.5 years. It's been a long time. I'm a go-getter type of guy, so I'm not letting, I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm not retiring. I still want to, I still want to do things. Hopefully it'll let me propel myself forward.
Over the years, Kaplan has brought many businesses to the Suncoast, including the first Dunkin' Donuts back in 1992. He's also owned several restaurants and the ice skating rink in Ellington. Firefighters in Bradenton responding to a 2-alarm apartment fire last night. That fire taking place at the Bradenton Reserve Apartments on 34th Street West in Bradenton around 8 o'clock last night. Management denied any comment, but a resident who talked to us off camera says it started with a smoking device he was using. The building was evacuated, but the fire was contained to one unit. There were no injuries. Firefighters say it caused about $50,000 in damage. 5 children in Tampa were taken to the hospital after being exposed to chlorine gas during swim lessons this week. Now that we're in summer, ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter takes a closer look at what parents need to know to keep this from happening to your children. Jacqueline.
Good afternoon, Scott. Those kids were exposed to nearly 3 gallons of chlorine gas after taking swimming lessons at the Calypso Pool in Tampa. Earlier this week, the owner of the pool says a thunderstorm shut down a pump breaker in that pool, causing chlorine to build up inside a pipe. When it was repaired, the chemicals remained and then released a cloud of chlorine gas. The children were hospitalized for stomach pain and nausea, and now local health officials are warning parents of signs that you should look out for.
You can smell chlorine gas at very low levels, which are not dangerous, and it's a very pungent odor. Once the level becomes dangerous, it's a direct irritant, so it'll irritate the eyes, the nose, the mouth, cause coughing. You'll have some nausea and vomiting with it. At extreme levels, it can cause lung injury 12 to 24 hours after the inhalation.
According to the CDC, the most common swimming pool injuries in the U.S. involve poisoning, including inhalation of vapor, fumes, or gases. Mishandling of chemicals at public and residential pools also lead to 3,000 to 5,000 emergency visits each year, with half of the patients being under the age of 18. Now, this incident and many others like it serve as a reminder to keep an eye on your child's well-being while having fun in the sun this summer. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you so much. A lot of reasons to keep an eye on your kids when they're in the pool. You just can't really look away.
Who knew poisoning would be the #1 associated with swimming pools?
Yeah.
I would have thought it had something to do with the drain down in the bottom of the pool, or something. But fascinating.
Yep.
You're absolutely right, though. I tell you what, things change in a blink of an eye. You just can't take your eyes off them. Yep. We have across our region today, again, a good chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms bloom. We had some around yesterday, and a couple of them made their way to the coast, and I think we'll see the same sort of thing again today. We have Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion, shows just a few fair weather clouds building right now. I think as the easterly winds continue to flow and connect with our sea breeze that builds here on the west coast, we'll start to see the combination of the two produce showers and thunderstorms. Pretty good chance of that. There's a review of yesterday. You can see some of those thunderstorms moving out into Gulf waters, and that's exactly what I expect to see today. Those showers and thunderstorms blossom. A satellite view showing lots of sunshine, helping to boost those temperatures to a very warm low 90s today. Inland temperatures even warmer still, probably close to the mid 90s, and the rain chance at about 40%. Talk about that and the holiday weekend coming up in just a few. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you. New security measures are being put into place that are affecting thousands of flights heading to the United States. The Department of Homeland Security announcing enhanced screening for passengers and electronics. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the details.
If you're traveling back home from a foreign airport, expect to face new, stricter security before you can return.
It is time that we raise the global baseline of aviation security. We cannot play international whack-a-mole with each new threat.
The head of Homeland Security explaining this enhanced screening will include more dog units, explosive swabbing, and new high-tech scanning machines in foreign airports. The changes will affect flights coming into the U.S. from certain countries in the Middle East and North Africa.
Our enemies are constantly working to find new methods for disguising explosives, recruiting insiders, and hijacking aircraft.
He's hoping to stop what we saw happen in Africa, explosives hidden in a laptop blowing a hole in this jet.
I think it's the right amount of security. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
But some passengers question if it's worth the hassle.
It is quite inconvenient.
Airlines for America, the group that represents most U.S. airlines, says that the new directives will likely cause significant operational disruptions and unnecessarily frustrating consequences for the traveling public. The new requirements will be felt in 280 airports on 2,000 flights and by 325,000 passengers a day.
We can enhance security greatly, but make it so difficult to fly that people won't fly. And that can undermine the economy of the entire aviation sector.
If airlines do not implement these new rules, their flights from overseas will not be able to land here at JFK or at any airport across the country. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Also new this afternoon, Southwest Airlines is discontinuing flights to 2 Cuban destinations. Service to Varadero and Santa Clara will end on September 4th. But the airline will continue to offer flights to Havana from Fort Lauderdale and Tampa. Southwest cited struggles to attract passengers, as well as the continuing prohibition on tourism to Cuba for Americans. Here at home, Sarasota Manatee County school districts have a lot to celebrate after the state releases school grades. For the 14th year in a row, Sarasota County received an A grade. Manatee County improved from a C to a B grade. 27 schools in Sarasota County received an A overall. Only 1 school received a D. In Manatee County, 14 schools received A's and 11 had D's. Manatee County had 3 schools with F grades a year ago, but none this year. School districts in Florida are graded on 11 different criteria, including test scores and graduation rates.
We live in an outstanding community that has entrusted us with additional resources that other school districts just don't have. And there's no substitute for that high quality interaction that takes place on a day-to-day basis between our teachers and students.
We're excited about the growth that our students are making with our state assessment. It is indeed a win for our entire community.
Sarasota County is one of only 10 school districts in the state with an A grade. Nights in Bradenton are about to get more vibrant, the city creating its first entertainment district. The Bradenton Herald reporting city council members voted unanimously to make several blocks of Old Manatee in East Bradenton the focal point for outdoor entertainment. Under the new noise ordinance, the district will allow decibel levels between 75 to 80 from 7 a.m. to 10:30 at night from Sundays to Thursdays, and until midnight on weekends and holidays. The decibel levels is 65 in other areas. The Manatee Chamber of Commerce has supported the idea of entertainment districts, and they say they hope the city will consider more in the future. Preparations are underway around Sarasota for one of the biggest events of the year, the 33rd annual Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, kicking off this weekend. Activities include a fan fest on the bayfront. Workers are setting up today in the Van Wezel parking lot. After Friday night's block party in downtown Sarasota, attention will shift to the bayfront the following morning, where thousands of people are expected.
This portion begins on Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can come down and see all the race teams, the race boats, have food, fun, entertainment.
More than 40 racing boats will launch from the 10th Street boat ramp and head to Lido Beach, where racing will take place both Saturday and Sunday. Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in with our guest today, the chef and owner J.R. Garris from J.R.'s Old Packing House Cafe. J.R., great to see you again. What's on your menu for today?
Today we're doing Parmesan crusted catfish. We're doing green beans with dill and garlic and Parmesan. We're also running a little bit of white rice and some plantains and some garlic bread.
It all sounds delicious. We'll be back with you in a little bit. Thank you, J.R.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
This year's Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix will feature 2 full days of racing off Lido Beach on July 1st and 2nd. Meet race teams up close during the Boats on Main downtown block party on Friday, June 30th. Don't miss the Grand Prix Fan Fest on July 1st and 2nd, where you can see race boats launch and watch the races live from under a large tent. There will be music, food, fan zones, and vendors. VIP race day viewing tickets are available at SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So current conditions feature an 89-degree air temperature with a dew point of 74. So high dew point values mean lots of available moisture in the air to produce showers and thunderstorms. And of course, the temperature, just an indication of the amount of heat energy that is moving into the area and going to allow for those thermals to develop and a sea breeze to develop and all the thermodynamics necessary to produce more showers and thunderstorms again today. West-southwest wind now developed at about 5, the beginnings of our sea breeze. And it will be kept pretty close to the coast, thank you to a general easterly wind flow that's rather significant. 87 in Sebring, Wauchula at 87, Arcadia at 87, lots of 88s on the map, and just a few temperatures warmer than that with 89 in Sarasota, 87 degrees in Inglewood. We'll watch that sea breeze begin to build a little bit later in the day, and as it does so, we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms begin to build across the region. We've got a few that are located in Highlands County right now, and some of those showers will begin to work their way onshore as, begin to work their way into our area and then move offshore as we head into the later part of the afternoon, probably around maybe an hour before sunset and then through and into a couple of hours after sunset. The showers are already beginning to line up over on the other coast thanks to that early start with an easterly wind flow. So their sea breeze front is going to be enhanced by their easterly wind, pushing it all the way across the state and into our neck of the woods. Back to the west, we have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms located in the northern Gulf Coast. That's really not a big concern, except for the fact that it's going to produce another day of kind of inclement, lousy weather for folks on the northern Gulf Coast. It's this area right here in the open plains that has the potential for producing today, again, some severe weather. So we'll watch for that. Again, Chicago Airport could be influenced, so if you're traveling today, that is of concern to you. But as far as our weather goes, don't expect to see anything in the way of severe weather. However, We will continue on with this easterly wind flow. The trough of low pressure in the process of falling away, high pressure building in. With that easterly wind, we'll catch a little bit of localized sea breeze developing, but that localized sea breeze, in response to our heating, will be kept close to our coastline by this general easterly wind flow. That'll be the site where showers and thunderstorms begin to develop, and then as the sea breeze collapses, the east wind pushes those showers out into Gulf waters. That's the scenario we're going to have for several days in a row. Don't see really a whole lot of change here. East wind continuing. We'll have the sea breeze kept close to the coast, and we'll have good rain chances both for inland areas and for coastal areas as well. In fact, inland areas will probably see the heaviest of the rainfall, but still, the chances of rain extend all the way out into Gulf waters really later in the day. So the forecast is going to shape up a lot like this. We'll have a chance of rainfall today and tomorrow. Daytime highs kept warm because that sea breeze won't cool us off very much. It'll be kept close to the coast in the lower 90s, mid 90s inland. And we'll watch the rain chances increase as we head into the weekend. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you so much. Senate Republican leaders are scrambling to rewrite their health care bill to bring on more Republican supporters. But has their decision to delay the vote this week given protesters more time to mobilize their opposition? ABC's Lana Zak is following the events in Washington.
The battle lines have been drawn.
We stopped them yesterday, and we're going to stop them when they come back in July. With your help.
Protesters uniting with Democratic lawmakers at the Capitol fighting Republican plans to repeal and replace Obamacare. Republicans are now trying to redraft their Senate health care bill after the previous version failed to garner enough support from members for a vote this week. At least 9 Republicans are still opposed to the bill. The Trump administration, though, insists that they will prevail.
Before this summer's out, President Trump's going to work with this Congress, and we're going to keep a promise to the American people, and we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare.
But approval for the Republican plan is low, just 27% according to Fox News. The number even lower in 3 new polls, not even garnering support beyond 17%. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell warned fellow Republicans that if they can't come together on repeal and replace, they will be forced to negotiate with the Democrats to fix health care. Senator Joe Manchin on Morning Joe told the president he would welcome that.
And I said, Mr. President, I'd love to help you on health care. I just cannot go down the repeal process. Can you work with us and be the Mr. Fix-It president, and let's repair it?
Leader McConnell is said to be offering up more money for opioid addiction in an attempt to get more Republicans on board with the bill. He hopes to have a new version for review by tomorrow and a vote on it after they come back from the 4th of July recess. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
New at noon, Walgreens is ending its multi-billion-dollar pursuit to buy out a rival, the company terminating its Rite Aid deal after resistance from U.S. regulators. Instead, Walgreens is planning to buy about 2,100 stores, distribution centers, and inventory in a new deal with Rite Aid. They also agreed to pay its $325 million termination fee. In health news this afternoon, it's no secret that public bathrooms maybe have a few germs. Well, a recent study of bathrooms showed traces of more than 77,000 types of bacteria and viruses. The most common one was staph. It was found on skin surfaces and can cause dangerous infections. One suggestion from doctors to prevent contamination is limiting what you take to the bathroom, like your phone.
A recent study showed that up to 20% of cell phones have more fecal matter than the toilet seat and more germs, which is disgusting. So you have to try not to bring your phone in.
Also, wash your hands and dry them with the paper towels instead of those blow dryers, which can blow around germs. And when you leave, use a clean paper towel to open the door. The fewer surfaces you touch, the better. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a story that reminds you to check the authenticity of your Disney tickets. But first, a Major League umpire who plays the role of hero. I could.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AND Services.com.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
A Major League Baseball umpire turns into a lifesaver when he helps rescue a woman who was considering suicide. John Tumpane approached a woman yesterday afternoon when he saw her hop over the railing of the Roberto Clemente Bridge in Pittsburgh. He says the woman told him she just wanted to get a better view of the river. But Tumpane claims her look said otherwise. He says she urged him to let her go, but he and 2 others, including an employee of the Tampa Bay Rays, managed to hold on to her until police arrived to pull her back over the railing. The ump says she wanted to jump, but he told her not on his watch.
We got her back on this side, and after she came back on this side, I went up to her because she said, "You'll just forget me after this," and I said, "No, I'll never forget you. This was an unbelievable day, and I'm glad to say that she can have another day with us, and glad I was in the right place at the right time."
The woman was taken away by police for treatment. Afterwards, Tumpane went on to work the Rays-Pirates game behind home plate, where he had a very good view of that bridge. The Rays not playing well last night in Pittsburgh. Rays pitcher Blake Snell struggling on his return to the majors after spending the last month in the minors. The Pirates jumping on Snell early, who gave up 4 runs with 2 outs in the first inning. Snell is now 0-5 for this season. The Rays got some offense with the hitting of Corey Dickerson, Evan Longoria, and Tim Beckham, but they could not get the runners home. They went 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position and left 11 men on base. Pittsburgh wins it 6-2. Same 2 teams will play tonight back in Pittsburgh. After dominating the basketball court, Steph Curry is taking on a new sport. He'll be playing in the Ellie Mae Golf Classic this August on the Web.com Tour. It'll be his first PGA Tour sanctioned event. He'll maintain his amateur status in the event, competing on an unrestricted sponsor exemption. Curry has competed in other celebrity golf events and Pro-Ams in the past. He recently won his 2nd NBA championship with the Golden State Warriors, but I've heard he is a very good golfer as well. Back to the kitchen now, where John is with our guest today, chef and owner J.R. Garris from J.R.'s Old Packing House Cafe in Sarasota. John?
J.R., always good to have you in the kitchen. Thank you, sir, for coming in. Appreciate it. You're cooking up catfish. I love catfish. Can I tell you, one of the things about catfish is that it brings to mind for me some really great childhood memories of fishing with Grandpa and going down on the farm and that kind of thing. Great taste, and I don't think we eat enough of it.
So what I do when I get the catfish, the thicker part is I score the back so it cooks evenly.
Yep.
And then we're gonna let it soak in the buttermilk. We're gonna put it in some pre-mix the flour and the breadcrumbs and the Parmesan cheese. You can always add a little more breadcrumbs if you like. Then we put it in the pan. We're gonna put it thick side down, facing the other way, so it doesn't splatter towards us.
So we should mention that this is a neat kind of recipe where you're doing a batter made with Parmesan cheese. So it's kind of a Parmesan cheese encrusted catfish.
Yeah, it's quite yummy, and it takes a little while to cook. So you want to give yourself some time to do this.
Okay.
Then over here, we're just going to add a little bit of celery, some peppers, a little bit of onion, and then for the tomatoes, if the tomatoes look nice at the store, I like going to Detweiler's. You can just dice them and peel them, take away the seeds, and dice them and put them through the food processor, and that makes a nice crushed, same thing.
Kind of a puree there.
Puree, okay.
And you've added a little garlic here to your
Oh,
Trinity.
yeah.
So you're going to make, you're going to sweat this down, or you're going to saute
No, we're going to let it
brown
sit for a little while and just let it sweat, exactly.
Okay.
Then after that, we're going to add the tomato sauce to that, and it's going to be quite yummy when we're all done, and then this will crust up real nice, but you got to keep an eye on it because we want it crusty.
Okay.
Because we have the cheese and the breadcrumbs and stuff, that gives it a nice crust and a nice smell. Over here we did some green beans. We added a little bit of garlic, some dill, and what did I forget? Oh, the Parmesan cheese. So it all stays the same thing. We also made some white rice or jasmine rice if you prefer, and that's the simple versions because you're going to have a lot of flavors involved, so you don't want something to overpower your other stuff. Also brought in some tostones today, which is a fried plantains and some garlic bread to all go with it. A little buttermilk, a little more cheese if you want later on. You can add a little more cheese if you want. This will cook down real nicely, and after it's translucent or clear, then you just add a little sauce and let that bring it down, and if you want, you can add a little more cheese.
What do you do with the tomato sauce? Because I don't see a tomato sauce on your finished product here. So what do you?
Oh, this is to be the sauce afterward. You just
I see. So you just kind of put it right over
that's
top
for that
there.
fussy eater that doesn't want tomatoes.
Yes.
So you put it off the side, and you're like, here's sauce for you, buddy.
There you go. Surprise you, right?
No, because if you got kids involved, and if you tell them it's got cheese in it, they're like, oh, it's like pizza.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
great.
right. There you
so
go.
there you go.
So, you know, we know that, of course, you had some fire damage a while back there at JR's, but that should tell everybody that's all repaired. You've been open for business for a while now.
We just had a big music thing this past Sunday, had a great response. It's been a year, and it's just a beautiful response from the community and everybody, the bands, the families, the volunteers, everybody just joined in. Getting back to the green beans we have here, this is really a simple recipe. You just put a little bit of water and let it steam, and you add a little bit of garlic and cheese, and just let it sit, and you're done. This will cook down, and this is not doing its thing yet. I love to turn it over and tell you how crispy it is.
That's
However,
all right. It's going to end up looking right like
yes.
this. And in TV time, we don't have time to cook it all the way anyway. The recipe for it is on our website, mysuncoast.com. If you click on the dining link page, it'll take you right there. JR, fantastic meal. Thank you very much, sir. Look forward to tucking into that in just a few minutes. JR's whole packing house. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
ABC7's official Suncoast Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Download yours today at mysuncoast.com.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Topping our news this half hour, one of Pope Francis's top advisors is taking a leave of absence to face sexual assault charges. ABC's Molly Hunter has a story from London.
Today, shockwaves through the church. After decades of claims, Cardinal George Pell becomes the highest-ranking Vatican official ever to be charged with sexual abuse.
I'm looking forward, finally, to having my day in court. I'm innocent of these charges. They are false.
A massive blow to Pope Francis, who has declared a zero-tolerance policy for sexual abuse. And now, the man in charge of the Vatican's finances, one of his closest advisors in his inner circle, considered to be the third highest-ranking official at the Holy See, is heading to court.
Cardinal Pell is facing multiple charges in respect to historic sexual offences, and there are multiple complainants relating to those charges.
Police gave no other details on the allegations. Cardinal Pell's career first dogged by claims that he covered up child sexual abuse by other priests, accused of moving one pedophile priest from parish to parish instead of reporting him, and later claims that he himself was an abuser. He has always strongly denied any wrongdoing.
These matters have been under investigation now for 2 years. There's been relentless character assassination.
Today, the Pope is asking reporters to withhold judgment. And at Thursday's scheduled Mass, Cardinal Pell absent, on leave starting immediately.
The court will decide next week whether or not to release the details of those multiple charges, but all eyes on July 18th, where he'll be back in Australia in the courtroom. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
An update this afternoon on the police shooting death of a Texas woman. The officer involved in the case of Sandra Bland has been cleared of all charges. A perjury charge against Officer Brian Encina was dropped by a judge. Last January, he was charged in connection to a traffic stop where Bland wound up arrested for assault and then died 3 days later in jail. Grand jury indicted Encina on the misdemeanor count, alleging he lied about why he removed the woman from her vehicle in the first place. The jury also deciding not to indict any sheriff's officials or jailers in connection to her death.
It doesn't come as a surprise. It follows the pattern of law enforcement throughout the country in terms of delaying a trial from actually taking place until the attention around the case has died down so that they can release the officer from charges with as little disruption as possible.
Bland's arrest and death amplified the Black Lives Matter movement. Her family settled a civil suit for $1.9 million. Closing arguments are underway in the trial of Punta Gorda's police chief. The case against Tom Lewis could go to the jury later today. He faces a charge of culpable negligence in the death of 73-year-old Mary Knowlton. She was accidentally shot and killed by Officer Lee Cole in a citizens training exercise. Yesterday, the jury heard from a firearms instructor who was called in to help investigate after the shooting. Prosecution says the entire shooting would not have happened if Chief Lewis had better control of the department. If convicted, he faces up to 5 years in prison. We'll have a recap of today's proceedings starting tonight at 5 o'clock. In Central Florida, a man is arrested for selling fake Disney tickets to a family. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies arresting 19-year-old Brandon Bullerin. They say he posted the tickets for sale on Craigslist. A woman from Tampa contacted him buying the tickets for $1,000. But when she and her family arrived at the park, they were told those tickets were expired. The woman then called police. Bullerin sold 13 tickets overall. He's charged with grand theft and possession of a fraudulent admission ticket. A follow-up this afternoon on powerful storms drenching the Midwest. Several tornadoes were also reported. ABC's Alex Perez has more.
Hurry, tornado!
Dangerous twisters tearing through the heartland.
But I think it's coming this way.
26 reported tornadoes touching down across 4 states Wednesday, from Iowa to Wisconsin.
Oh, it's hitting the ground now.
The storms bringing massive hail, toppling trees and destroying homes.
This is, fury of nature type of stuff.
One family,
it hit like that,
narrowly escaping before a tornado tore the roof off of their house. This morning, the massive cleanup underway. Crews working to clear roads and help those who lost everything.
It's just like the world had ended.
This as wildfires wreak havoc in the west. More than a dozen structures destroyed in southern Utah.
We ask you guys all to leave.
And the Goodwin fire in Arizona quadrupling in size on Wednesday. Firefighters forced to pull back for fear of their safety. So the cleanup here is just getting started, but to complicate things, many parts of the Midwest are now bracing for another round of strong storms. Alex Perez, ABC News, Martell, Wisconsin.
Well, much nicer here on the Suncoast so far. A beautiful morning here on the Suncoast. I thought it was gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No complaints whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nice. A little bit on the warm side, a little bit on the humid side, but that's the fuel for the fire for the showers and thunderstorms, which may fire up a little bit later on today. I think we'll probably see them just as we saw occur yesterday. Van Weezer webcam shows exactly what Scott was talking about. A beautiful start to the day. Lovely sky. We had some beautiful shots from our tower cam this morning during the morning show. We'll have this afternoon, I think, building clouds, particularly in inland areas, but a few of them will work their way back toward the coastline as we head into later part of the day. There's a review of the last 24 hours, and you can see that pattern of showers building inland and drifting to the coast. That's the same pattern you'll see today, and with all the sunshine around, that sea breeze has already started to develop, and that, of course, one of the kicker mechanisms for our showers. 40% chance of rainfall a little later on today. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few. Back to you, Scott.
Okay, John, thank you. An update now on the president's revised Trump travel ban. After months of legal battles, portions of it will go into effect tonight. The Trump administration setting new criteria for visa applicants from 6 mainly Muslim nations. The revised ban also states that all refugees must prove a relationship with a family member already living in the U.S. These would include a parent, spouse, child, adult son or daughter, son-in-law, daughter-in-law or sibling, grandparents, grandchildren, aunts, uncles, or other extended family members are not considered to be close relationships.
Those who choose not to cooperate could be subject to other restrictions, including a ban on electronic devices on aircraft or even a suspension of their flights into the United States.
The move comes after the Supreme Court partially restored President Trump's executive order that was widely criticized as a ban on Muslims. The partial travel ban is expected to go into effect at 8 o'clock tonight. What was meant to go viral on social media turned out to be deadly in Minnesota. Police say a woman shot her boyfriend in the chest while making a YouTube video. The woman tells police Pedro Ruiz wanted to make a YouTube video of her shooting a book with a .50 caliber pistol. He believed the book would stop the bullet, but the bullet ended up going up right through it and striking him. He died at the scene of the shooting.
There's people out there doing crazy things to get these views, to get their numbers up. I think they just need to think twice and don't do it. Think about it.
The shooting was recorded on a GoPro. 19-year-old Mona Lisa Perez is charged with manslaughter and faces more than 10 years in prison. A fireworks recall days before the 4th of July holiday. More than 36,000 units of TNT, red, white, and blue smoke fireworks are being recalled after multiple reports that some of the devices exploded when lit. The affected ones were sold in Illinois, Ohio, Vermont, and Wisconsin. Florida not on that list. New this afternoon in consumer news, Uber wants to make its service more accessible to everyone in the family. The ride-sharing company is now allowing its users to request rides for their loved ones. So you can now select whether the requested ride is for you or for someone else. The app would then send a text message to the rider with the driver's details and a link to track the route. This feature is already available in 30 countries, with more expected to join soon. An early morning launch for NASA lights up the skies of the east coast of the U.S. A rocket blasting off around 4 o'clock this morning from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. The rocket will help NASA test a new system that supports science studies of the ionosphere and aurora. The flight only lasted about 8 minutes. It landed in the Atlantic Ocean and the rocket was not recovered. If you're a millennial or know someone who's looking to buy a home, this story maybe is for them, especially if they like avocados. Online lending company SoFi is giving away a month's worth of avocado toast to anyone who takes out a mortgage with them in July. The company says it'll send those who qualify the avocados and bread in 3 shipments to keep them fresh. It plays off the common misconception that millennials can't afford their first homes because they just spend too much money on food. When we come back, John will have another look at our forecast, peek ahead to the weekend. And it's a party that has been bringing Suncoast residents to the dance floor for years, but the music soon could be over. We'll explain in the Spotlight.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
So we're looking at temperatures outside that are getting pretty close to the 90 mark, 89 officially at the airport. Dew point is at 74, and a west wind is the beginnings of our sea breeze front. That sea breeze front, of course, the kicker mechanism that'll get our showers and thunderstorms going. Temperatures fairly uniform, coming in around 87, 88, 89 most everywhere you go across the Suncoast. That'll be the case throughout the day today. As far as Titan radar goes, well, we're not seeing a lot of action currently, but we will. Showers and thunderstorms will begin to form in inland areas as they are now in parts of Highland County, and it'll gradually drift into Hardee, DeSoto County, inland Charlotte County, and build and gradually get closer to the interstate where they'll get larger and kind of explode once they encounter our sea breeze front. Those showers and thunderstorms will then slowly work their way back to the coast. As far as the situation across the rest of the country goes, well, it looks like there's a lot happening down here around the northern Gulf waters, but it's really not. It's an upper-level low-pressure feature that is helping to enhance our rainfall chances, and of course with that east to southeasterly wind flow, lots of moisture down here is fueling the fire for showers and thunderstorms. Nothing here expected to develop tropically, and there's really not much more than just kind of dreary inclement weather, but it's at least keeping the temperatures down for parts of the northern Gulf Coast. Right here, you're beginning to see the start of what could end up being another severe weather outbreak today. This area of the country highlighted as a potential spot for more severe weather today, like the tornado video you saw earlier in the broadcast. We could again have some tornadic activity just to the west of the Chicago area a little bit later in the day. Our area is scheduled for some thunderstorm activity, but nothing that'll be much more than that. A high pressure ridge located just to the north, and the wind flow around that high, bringing us the easterly winds that we'll have all weekend long. And with a sea breeze that develops in the afternoon, kind of pushing right up against that general easterly flow, that'll be the location where our showers and thunderstorms will really start to blossom once those east coast showers move across. Then as our sea breeze dies, they'll be forced out into Gulf waters. Our RPM computer model shows a really good description of that. Showers building inland, moving out toward the coast. And then again tomorrow, I think we'll see the same sort of thing. Showers build inland and move out toward Gulf waters as they dissipate away, with the heaviest of the showers probably occurring in inland areas. Forecast for today, well, it looks pretty good. Don't really see any large-scale systems headed toward the state of Florida. Tropically speaking, everything very quiet. Gulf waters, Caribbean, the near Atlantic, all look just fine. That one little upper-level feature, but again, don't see anything there that's going to develop. So watch for that wind out of the west at about 10 knots, becoming east overnight, 2-foot seas, and a light chop on bay and inland waters. We had an 11:50 low tide. High tide won't come until about the 5 o'clock hour, with another low tide after midnight at 12:52. Forecast calls for warm temperatures right into the weekend, and we'll look for better rain chances as we head into the weekend as well, building inland and drifting to the coast late in the day. Scott?
John, thank you. There's a long-running dance party that's become very popular with the over 50 crowd, but it may be shutting down soon. ABC 7's Linda Carson has a story in the spotlight.
These are some of the 150 to 200 people who come to the Saturday night dance party every week here at the Y. And they say this event is the event of the week.
Like women and dancing and snacks and music. So this is the place to be on Saturday night.
You can build a whole social network here.
You meet new friends, you make lifelong friends, and we're all like a big family here.
And newcomers are welcome. Sig Harder and his band play the big band music.
We play a full variety of all the ballroom dances, all the Latin dances.
These dances started years ago in Payne Park, then moved to the Euclid Avenue Y.
Mostly over 50, mostly singles, let's say 2/3 singles, and we also have couples coming. Many of them have met here over the years and got married.
Jerry and Barbara Safola are one of those couples.
There was a Payne Park singles dance, and Barbara and I met there, and it wasn't too long that we got married.
Wow.
And we met at a dance, and we've been dancing ever since.
His wife Barbara had never danced until she came here in her 60s.
I just started and just got better and better, you know, taking group lessons.
Admission is $10.
But the hugs and the friends are free.
Don Helen says the dancing is glorious.
It also keeps you young, it keeps you thin, and keeps you dancing up until you're 100 or better.
But there's trouble in paradise. Fewer dancers show up in the summer, and unless attendance improves, SIG will have to shut the dances down until fall.
Oh yeah, they're all upset about it, so I'm going to try to go as long as I can, but I can't go lose money week after week. And like I said, I need between 130, 150 just to break even.
These regulars are devastated. These dances are the highlight of their week.
Just hate for them to go for a couple months. You know, I hope, keep a finger crossed, they don't close.
The dances are every Saturday night here at the Euclid Avenue YMCA. Inside this room, the lessons start at 6:40. The band starts to play at 7:30. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you. A few Marvel characters will be getting an Oscar vote, and many Star Wars fans consider R2-D2 to be a priceless part of the saga, but it turns out he does have a price, and a hefty one at that. Entertainment News is next.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Drive off in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Get a new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. Or purchase a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences' latest class invites include several artists from the worlds of action and comedy. The organization inviting 774 new members to join its ranks. Among those members are Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, and Wonder Woman's Gal Gadot. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, actor Donald Glover, and several Saturday Night Live alums were also invited. But the oldest name this year, 95-year-old Betty White. This year's class is the largest on record, and all of them will get to vote on the Oscars. Halle Berry is looking to make a change in Hollywood. The actress is still the only African-American to win Best Actress Oscar. But in an interview with Teen Vogue, she says her win means nothing to her now because people of color need more opportunities in Hollywood. So to make the change, the actress says she wants to start producing more films to provide those opportunities to African American actors. Harry Potter fans in the UK wait in line for hours to take a picture at London's King's Cross Station, platform 9 3/4. The photo op marked the 20th anniversary of the release of the first book about the boy wizard. Harry famously traveled to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry by train, leaving from the secret platform behind a wall between platforms 9 and 10. The popular display at the real-life King's Cross features an owl cage and a luggage trolley embedded in the wall. Pretty cool. He was called a scrap pile in the Star Wars movies, but now R2-D2 can add multi-million-dollar value to that title. A unit assembled from different R2s used in the first 5 films has sold at auction for $2.76 million. Bidding started at $1 million. No word on the buyer yet, but it is safe to say he or she is a huge Star Wars fan. That's pretty cool.
I'm shocked.
I know.
Wow, $2 million for that.
Almost,
and it's
almost
probably
3.
a prop, you know. Yeah, almost 3.
Yeah.
And it's probably just a prop. It
Right.
probably, doesn't do a whole lot because it didn't have to.
Yep.
Amazing. We have some very pleasant weather here on the Suncoast today. Look for daytime highs that'll again be warm. Most of the day will be spent dry, but late in the day around the sunset time, we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms move closer to the coastline. Those will go out into the Gulf waters where they'll die out. And that'll be the same case tomorrow and really straight through the weekend. Over the weekend, maybe a few more showers around. Right. A lot of big things going on this weekend, and there'll probably be a threat of some thunder.
We'll work around it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, John, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Hope to see you again at 5.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.